Hello and welcome to another episode of Bengal Banter. I'm Chris Cardona. Bengal Banter is produced on the campus of Idaho State University by students in the Communication, Media, and Persuasion department. Now, if you've been to a football game this year at Holt Arena, you probably noticed the beautiful new video boards and flat screen televisions that allow you to catch the action of the game out while you're buying some popcorn. But what you may not know is that the great shots that are being broadcast to those screens come courtesy of the ISU sports crew. My guest today is Jim DiSanza, Department Chair here in the Communications, Media, and Persuasion Department. Jim, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We want to talk to you today a little bit about the sports crew and kind of your involvement in it and just the evolution of it. It's a topic that's near and dear to my heart as I am a member of the crew, and it's completely student run, but we do run under the supervision of an advisor. But I want to know kind of why do you think it's important that we do a vast majority of the work with the sports crew?
Well, I think it's a really great opportunity for students on a couple of different levels. The broadest and largest level, I think, is the chance to understand what it means to put on a professional production, to be able to, from beginning to end, set everything up, test everything, work through everything, interact with the people that you need to interact with in the sports information department at Idaho State, to be able to interact with each other, to be able to interact with your leader and advisor, to the producers, to be able to work with the camera people. I think there's a whole level of professionalism involved in that interaction that I think students are able to achieve in this that you can't achieve as much if it's a classroom based product. I mean, the webcast goes out to Big Sky Television, and anybody across the country can pick it up. In fact, I've watched a football game from Rhode Island,
Nice.
So you can pick it up from anywhere. So after that professional level and getting that, I think there's some basic skills that are required for running cameras for a sporting event, being able to operate the TriCaster, getting some experience at the actual live production of the event. All of those are valuable too. So I think that there's at least two levels of value that come out of this, a more strictly technical level, but also a larger professional level of experience that students are able to get and attain.
Yeah. And this is my third year working on the crew.
Is it really? I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's evolved a lot from my first year to now. And I know part of that is because the Big Sky has gotten more involved.
Yes.
You want to touch a little bit on that and kind of what their involvement is and what we've had to do to meet their needs?
Well, last year, the Big Sky basically went to instant replay for all of the webcasted games, which meant that our crew needed to be able to provide the kind of replays from the angles that were required for each event, volleyball, basketball, and football, that the Big Sky demanded. That required, in addition, at the same time, the advisor to this program, John Young, also wanted to change all of the camera angles, especially in Holt Arena, where the games were played. Our camera angles 3 years ago were way too high. The game itself, I think, really looked like kind of ants from overhead. I kind of sometimes felt like a giant magnifying glass was going to come between the camera and the game. And so John kind of wandered the mini dome during a practice the year before last, and kind of looked for what would be professional or college angles. So basically, in that same summer, not this past summer, but the summer before, 2015 summer, basically John and the sports crew and the technical folks basically went around and not only changed all the camera angles so that they would look more professional and more, pro NFL or college, but also went through and provided and updated the angles that were required for instant replay. And again, not just in Holt Arena for instant replay, but also Reed Gym for volleyball and women's basketball. So those replay capacities had to be perfect. You had to be able to get a replay each and every time so it was available to the referees on the field and the Big Sky officials, I think in Ogden.
I'm not
I
sure.
think that's right.
So.
I could be mistaken on that one. But so both of those things were accomplished in a very harried summer. But I'm told we were one of only 2 schools that pulled off the instant replay stuff without a hitch.
Nice.
and ready to
Nice.
go for the fall 2015 football season.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. So in providing those upgrades, what has the sports crew, what has it done for the school, for the department? Has it created any synergy between athletics and us, or what kind of benefits have you seen
The
come to
benefits,
the department?
the benefits that I see are to our students and to ISU. I mean, I think we went from probably near the bottom on the Big Sky in terms of the quality of our production to, I think, near the top. I'm really proud that last football season and basketball season we had two of our plays on ESPN's Plays of the Day.
Yeah.
And so that's incredible. There was a last-minute buzzer beater for the men's basketball team against Weber State, and then there was the one-handed catch. And I don't remember who we were playing.
I think it was Black Hills.
I think that's right, Black Hills
I was
State.
actually the cameraman who caught that.
Are you
Give
really?
me some
That's
props
great.
there.
I
So,
didn't
yeah.
know that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was
So really proud of that, and that's something students can get on a resume. Again, an element of professionalism and resume building that's certainly helpful. But I also think it projects Idaho State University in the most positive light possible to have an outstanding webcast that anybody across the country can see. So I'm really proud of the work you folks have done. I couldn't be prouder of the work you folks have done.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun doing it. We enjoy it immensely. Is there any?
It's really nice that you get paid for it too. This isn't a volunteer thing. I mean, the athletic department is paying us to put on these events, and we're able to then turn that money around and put it into decent, I think, hourly salaries for our students, which I think is great. So you not only are gaining an enormous amount of experience, but you're picking up a paycheck as well.
Yeah, excellent. I do enjoy that part of it.
That's
as
right.
well.
That's right.
Are there any plans to expand the crew's duties, maybe cover more sports or anything like that in the future?
One thing I'd love to see happen, and I've talked with Judy Morris about this and John Young a little bit about this. What I'd love to see is us start, maybe in January even, a sports highlight show, a weekly sports highlight show, and that would give our students a chance to not only be able to cut highlight reel stuff of our athletes in action, but then to get some front of camera experience in doing a sports highlight show. So I think that's kind of the next thing I would like to see happen. There's also some other possibilities. I mean, it would really be nice to see, even if it's not, it'd be nice to see some, I think, women's soccer on there and maybe even women's softball. But I don't want to overtax the crew, and they already do a great job with what they do, and there's a lot of nights where they sacrifice what they might like to do on a Friday or Saturday night to be at a basketball game or be at a volleyball game or at a football game. So I don't want to overtax anybody, but I think the sports highlight show seems to be the next obvious step for me, and a lot of students have expressed an interest in getting front of camera experience too. So I think that's a good logical next step for us. And then, who knows where we go from there. You do a 10-minute show, and then maybe we set up an interview show with our athletes once a week. There's no end in sight for the kinds of creative things that that we can do. So
So I had put together a video kind of highlighting what a day in the life of sports crew did. Just kind of showing kind of the behind the scenes, and actually, we put a lot of work in, even for a volleyball game, which is probably our smallest production. We usually have 4 to 5 students as opposed to football, which I think is 10 or 11 students. But I put this together, and you had seen it and had actually wanted to use it as far as like recruitment and things like that.
I do.
So let's actually take a look at it right now, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
Sounds good.
All right.
Camera 1, power on. Check your focus, camera 2. Get ISU, camera 1. 1, you're live. 2, you're on standby. And can I get a crowd shot, camera 2, please?
Fun working with all the guys on the crew and, getting to know each other and having fun together. It's a fun job. You get to learn a lot.
Worst part is definitely having to tote all the gear around, but it's not that bad. I love that I get to experience running a camera and experience all the games firsthand. It's been a lot of fun. If you have any interest in like cameras, recording videos, anything like that, I would definitely recommend joining. Just being able to chat with all the guys on the headsets, like every time's fun.
That pertains to the school because I'm not an athlete of any kind, so it's a lot of fun to just kind of like behind the scenes and see all the action that goes on to make the sports teams like look good for like ESPN or something when the videos get picked up. And I think it's just like a lot of fun to be like on the inside and they know all.
So that was just a little peek into what we do on a nightly basis almost. Football's a lot more work, but
It looked like a lot of work as it was.
It is hauling those clear up the stairs and re-gym, but again, it's a lot of fun, and we enjoy it. And so you've used the video already a little bit in recruitment. How'd that go?
It was wonderful. We had the Majors and Minors Fair last Wednesday. I was able to take that. I took a laptop and an auxiliary speaker and was able to just crank the music on that and show students what the opportunities were for students who come to ISU. And those kinds of opportunities aren't available everywhere. At some schools they've got professionals that they pay to do all the sports webcasting, so it's a huge opportunity for students. The video really attracted students to the table.
Nice.
Told them you can be part of this, so it's really a super recruiting opportunity.
Yeah,
so,
that's a lot of fun.
And we'll be heading out to, we head to Twin Falls, College of Western Idaho. I take my jump drive with the video on it now everywhere we go.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if any students that do see this and are interested, how would they go about joining the crew?
You should contact the Communication, Media, and Persuasion Department. Drop us an email or give us a phone call, and we'll get you set up with John Young and the students, and we'll get you on the sports video crew. You don't need to love sports and to do this. If you've just got mainly an interest in video production and video camera work, then you can do this. But if you love sports and kind of want to be able to maybe move into sports broadcasting as a future, and you can do that too. So you don't need previous experience. We'll teach you everything you need to know. Folks like you and John and the other students will help and coach a student through all of this.
Yeah, definitely. And I have learned a ton doing this, and it's, like I said, it's a ton of fun. But it does actually look like we're out of time. So I do want to thank you, Jim,
Thank you
coming
for having
in.
me.
This has been great. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Bengal Banter. I'm Chris Cardona, and we'll see you guys next time.